Thank you for staying with us. You are still watching E Central. Before the break, we brought you the biggest stories in entertainment, and now we're about to get into a fire chat. With Afrobeats' continued global success, one would wonder if it's also paved the way for the genre's talent in the diaspora. Joining us from the UK to shed light, Nigerian artist abroad, Obeena. Obeena, thank you for being a part of the show.
Thank you so much. Let me be part of the show.
Fantastic. Let me start by asking this, because, I mean, we see Nigerian Afrobeat stars do their thing around the world, perform in the UK, and I'm wondering, is it real? Because you're there. Are we really gaining popularity overseas? Tell me about it.
Yes, truly. It's a reality because, you know, it's a broader audience right here. And, you know, the world is now a global stage, you know. So everybody connects with everything, especially now that everything is happening online.
Right.
So you get to see, you know, people from the West, different parts of the world vibing to Afrobeat. So it's a reality.
I mean, that makes me proud. Now, I want to ask about you a little bit. Now, you've made the move. You're abroad. Did you already have a following here in Nigeria? Did your journey to success begin overseas? And which is easier, starting here in Nigeria? Go ahead.
I think starting in Nigeria makes it easier. I already had a following in Nigeria. You know, I started my musical journey in Owerri, Imo State. I moved over to Lagos, you know. So I have fans in Owerri, I have fans in Lagos. And also coming down here, you know, in the UK, it makes it easier, you know. It makes it easier, truly.
I want to ask what's changed, you know, because I'm thinking to move from one place to another and then another, you want to preserve your roots, you know, your Nigerian culture, our sound. And has that been easy to do, being in the UK?
Seriously speaking, it hasn't been easy because one thing about Afrobeat is, in order for you to be very consistent and relevant in making Afrobeat music, you need to understand the basics. And the basic is staying connected to the roots. You know, in Afrobeats, you need to be in touch with something I call the slang culture. Because in Afrobeats, they look out for your slangs. They look out for your ability to relate, you know, through your words. If you have word on the street, if you have words that the people can relate to, you know. So the challenge is people always challenge your authenticity. They really want to know if truly you're part of us or you don't join or you go. Do you understand? It's truly challenging, you know.
Now, some artists in the diaspora, you know, they speak about how there's like maybe a subtle pressure to water down, you know, their sound. I mean, like pidgin, for instance, you know, your native language. Have you faced such challenges, you know, and how do you respond to it?
Truly. For example, on a personal experience, from a personal approach, recently I've been making music infusing much of the English language, you know. But prior to that, I used to use most of the Igbo language, you know, then also some fusion of Yoruba, you know. So I had the DJ mention that, Obi, since you're deviating, because I can hear you use much of the English in your recent songs, you know. But the thing is, like I say, it's quite like a burden. You're like in the middle. You're trying to stay connected to your roots, but you're also trying to expand and also trying to connect with the global audience, you know.
Let me ask you now, Obi, would you say you found a balance? Because I understand you want to stay in touch with our roots, our sound, but you also are in the UK and you want to appeal to not just Nigerians there. Have you been able to find a balance?
Yes, I've been able to find that balance. And to be honest with you, that's one of, I must say, is the most important factor that must help me thrive in my journey. And I feel so for other Afrobeat artists. In order for you to be like Afrobeat artists in diaspora, in order for you to be able to be successful, you need to be able to maintain that balance because it's very necessary. You can't abandon your roots, that means Nigeria. Then you also need to stay relevant. You need to stay consistent in the diaspora here. So
now we talk about this now. Afrobeats is on fire, doing great around the world. But there's a foreign market, and there are many genres out there. You know, how can Afrobeats keep being, you know, would I say a voice, so that we don't go back? We're going on and on. What do you think we can do? What parts can we all play?
I think unity is necessary. Like Afrobeat artists need to always be in touch, share ideas and also show support to each other because it's a culture we are promoting. It's something owned by everybody. It's not just one person. So being supportive, staying connected, while trying to improve and enhance the sound, also trying to maintain the originality of the sound because truly Afrobeat has elements which can be, it can be ignored. So while trying to improve on it, you also need to maintain the roots in order to promote the culture for what it truly is. So that's what I have to say about that.
I want to now ask you, because when you talk about being connected and being one and collaborating together, do you think that it's better now? Or do you think we're still not as connected to support one another within Afrobeats? What do you think?
Truly, I must say we are connected. Like the support is truly glaring and it's impressive. You can see artists put fellow artists on the spot. They put them on their big platforms and like for exposure. For example, you get to see when Whiskey puts Mr. Easy on. You get to see when he put Naira Marley on his O2 Arena show, like in London. You see Burna Boy giving other artists platforms like Charlie Poppy. So I really think that truly the Afrobeats have been doing so well in that area, like putting other people on, supporting other artists, in order to give them that wider reach. So.
Obeena, I must ask you, because the industry is saturated, a lot of great talent, not just here in Nigeria, in the diaspora. Have you ever at any point, thought of, maybe because of the rejection or the cultural disconnect, or maybe even creative block that you were like, let me rethink this, let me quit the music? Has any such, how did you come out of that?
Truly, I think it's almost a rite of passage, like for every artist. The rejection is something that is very, very consistent. It has always been, and I think it always be. So every fast rising artist gets to experience it. It's DJs, show promoters, not supporting, turning you down. A lot of people say, no, your sound is not all that, Odumodi Black can relate, A lot of people say, no, this sound won't go far, won't make it. So, but I think with resilience, with perseverance, you can push through, Rejection is truly there. There are times where I feel like, man, this is too much, the load is too heavy, right? Can I really do this? But I think with resilience, you have to, like, you'll be fine.
Time is going by quickly, but I want to ask this question. I mean, we've seen these Nigerian stars blow up, perform in the UK, the O2 Arena, several shows. Now, in your opinion, do you think it's harder or easier to rise from the abroad without that Nigeria foundation? If you had to, which would be easier? To start here and then move, or it's easier now to just do your thing and blow up overseas?
Seriously, it's harder now. Like, it's harder for the diaspora because truly it's like a double burden. Because you're trying to stay connected to your roots, Then you're also trying to be relatable. You're also trying to connect, to be accessible with the Western audience, So I think it's easier from Nigeria because you're in Nigeria, you get to understand, like I said, you're connected to the slang culture, you're connected to the pulse, back home. But here you can feel only sometimes, like, if you're not really into connections, being social, calling back home, trying to crack jokes, and understand what's happening back then, trends and all that, truly it could be challenging. So I think it's easier, starting from Nigeria than here.
I was about to tease and say, Obeena, does this mean you're coming back? Are you coming back home anytime soon?
No. It doesn't mean I'm coming back. It doesn't mean I'm coming back. Like there's a saying that pressure creates legend. So we have to face the pressure. Like me, I'm going to face the pressure. Double burden. I think that's why I have two hands. I carry one here, I carry the other one here, and we're all good.
Well, That's inspiring to, of course, musicians out there, and it's encouraging to see that you are, being consistent in the work. Well, we hope to have you sometime in the studio. We can't wait for you to blow because everyone wants to blow. But I want to say thank you for spending time with us on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so happy. I appreciate it.
Anytime.